It's just another night, and I'm staring at the moon. I saw a shooting star and thought of you. I sang a lullaby by the waterside and knew if you were here, I'd sing to you.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a movie review on The Fault in Our Stars. I seen this movie on Sunday, which was I'm not sure what day, but it was sometime in June, earlier in June. It came out on the Friday on the 6th, so it was on the 8th that I seen it. And it was the best movie in the world. I know I'm sounding a little kind of sappy when I say this, but it was really, really, really good. Like, considering me that hasn't read the book yet, but will read the book to know all the details. Considering I haven't read the book, the movie was fantastic. Like, you couldn't ask for a better movie. Like, the movie pulls at, like, every emotion that you probably have in your body. It pulls at your happy emotions, you're sad, you're, like, angry, like you get mad, you get sad at this movie, you get really happy, you get all like all moments. Like I did that so many times in the movie I couldn't stop talking. But this movie is the best movie if you are looking for a funny movie or a movie that has a lot of like kind of teen, like chick flick kind of with the lovey-dovey stuff. But there's not much action, so the boys there's no action, so the boys won't want to watch it. But other than that, like, the movie is phenomenal. So I'm gonna go into talking about the characters and the basic storyline, but I promise I probably won't be giving anything away because since the movie is newly released and a lot of you haven't watched it yet, I'm not going to go into full detail about all the scenes in the movie and everything like that because a lot of you haven't probably seen it yet. So, the basic storyline of this novel or movie, in my case movie, is that Hazel Grace Lancaster has cancer and she's been battling with it since she was 13, and so she's been having a hard time dealing with it, and she doesn't feel like she fits in or whatever, so her mother sends her to a support group, and she meets an interesting guy there, and his name is Augustus Waters. He's like the most genuine, nice, funny, like dorky, nerdy kind of guy you'll meet. And he's like super cute. I wish all the guys in this world, sorry, just fixed my books, would be like him. So he was awesome. But the actors that played them, Hazel was played by Shailene Woodley, and Augustus was played by Hansel Elgort, I think. But they did an awesome job. You really know in their acting and how well they can portray a character, how well they're good at acting. And considering Shailene has been in Divergent and she's been Triss and she did an amazing job with that movie too, switching to The Fault in Our Stars, which is more delicate and not as much, and no action whatsoever, and it's more sad, she like did that transfer very, very, very well. Like I can't believe how well she did all that. Like she was just phenomenal. And Hansel, like, I know he's been in like secondary roles, and like Caleb in Divergent, and that's a secondary character or a third character, but it's like not an important character. But switching from being a second character to a major role in a movie, he did excellent. Like he really pulled at my heartstrings when stuff would happen, and whenever he would like wink or just talk all like smart to Hazel, I just melted. Like it was awesome. Now I'll be telling you some of my favorite scenes, not all of them, because there is a lot of them and I don't want to spoil too much, but some of my favorite scenes were when Gus would wink at Hazel, for example. Like they were talking to Isaac, and she just looked at him and he winked at her. Like that was one of my favorite moments when he did that to her, because it's so cute, and it was just, I'd melt for a guy that winks at me. Like, so, and then one of my other favorite moments was when they're like walking together and when they're talking on the phone. That's so cute. Like they'll use their full names and it's adorable. I love it. And I love their famous line, "Perhaps okay will be our always." And once you watch the movie, you'll understand that quote. And the quote is there along with my Fault in Our Stars board. You probably can't see it, but anyways, so like there's so many quotes in that movie that I've heard of from the book that I haven't seen actually, because I haven't read the book. But there's so many quotes that I love and I've seen about. So like there's like, "I wouldn't mind Hazel Grace. It would be a privilege to have my heart broken by you." That one's one of my favorite quotes. That one, and some infinities are bigger than other infinities. But there's like a bunch of other quotes that I absolutely love and just admire. Like, okay, so the scene that really proved to me that Hansel or Gus was like really, like that Hansel was really good at acting, he was really talented, was when he wanted to go get his own pack of cigarettes, like by himself. But he couldn't, so like stuff went wrong, and he did amazing in that scene, like in the car. Like once you guys watch the movie, you will know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to like go in full detail. Like I said before, I really don't want to spoil it for you guys. It's just because it's such an amazing movie that you guys are going to want to live it for yourself and see every moment like through your own eyes instead of through somebody else's words. But just that scene when he's in a car just proves that he has real talent and that he's really good at what he does. And when Hazel would cry, like for stuff that happened, like whatever, like if she's going through a tough time, she'd cry, and she'd like, it's really evident that she has real pure like talent in acting. Okay, so first going into that movie, I didn't really have very high expectations. It was a movie that was based on a book that everybody loved. I didn't really feel like reading the book before the movie because I'm not a very like real type of reader. Like what I mean by real is like I don't really like reading about like stuff that people could have in real life. I like exploring new things and going outside the box, like going to like a fairy tale world or magical, mystical things like that. Reading about cancer doesn't really interest me enough because somebody could have it in like this day, this life. Somebody could have it, and reading about it doesn't really interest me. But when I seen the movie, like I related so much to that movie. Like it was unbelievable. And yes, you will cry because it does pull at your heartstrings. But after the movie, I still felt like crying. Because you get so attached to the characters and their storyline and everything that when something happens, you feel bad for them and you want to cry. So whenever I walked out, I still had tears coming down my face because I was still sad at what happened. But yeah, like it's just amazing how much you can relate to a movie and how much the movie like changes you. So like once you see this movie, your perspective in life will probably change, because mine did. Because like yeah, I took some things I took for granted, like not much. Like I'm a very giving, go to the full kind of kid. But after seeing this movie, I've been way more open. Like for me, I haven't shown it physically, but emotionally, and like if it's like in my head, mentally, I've opened up to a lot more things, because like in that movie they like just go through their life like as they would normally, and they don't risk, like they risk go like not like in a bad way, like oh yeah I risk doing this, like oh I could risk my life, not kind of like not risking my life, but like they would just go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do, and I just really opened up more because of that movie. But as I was saying, people, everybody with a heartbeat can basically relate to this movie because it's so heartwarming and touching, and it really has real life situations that you could go through, not just because it's cancer and anybody could have cancer at any point of their lives, but just because there's cute moments that they go through, or there's real life moments when Hazel is talking to her mom or whatever. I could talk to my mom and I could relate to how she's talking to her mom and stuff like that, so it's really a relatable movie to everybody. This movie is so relatable. It could be relatable to kids with cancer to figure out how to react when you have cancer and not to let it bring you down, because they did not let them cancer bring them down. They lived their life fully and they didn't do anything that would risk them not having an amazing life or not fulfilling their dreams. I love the way that Hazel and Gus lived their life awesomely. They didn't care what other people thought. Gus and Hazel's attitudes were really similar but different in a way. For example, Gus, he wouldn't care. He'd go with the flow and he'd just live his life fully. And Hazel, well, she'd be more not necessarily reserved, but she knows that she's going to die someday. So she's not gonna completely ignore the fact that she might die. She embraces the fact that she will die, but she still lives her life perfectly fine, and same way as Gus would. So obviously I could go on and on and on about this movie because it was so awesome. Me and my friends talk about it every single day because we watched it all together, and we could say a bunch of different things about how our favorite scenes, favorite quotes, what happened during the movie, and just everything. We talk about it every day, so I don't want to bore you guys with this movie review. I have a lot of other books that I'm going to be reading, so I might do book reviews, I might do other movie reviews to Maleficent because I really want to watch that. I will be reading the book Fault in Our Stars, so I'll be doing a book review because the book has a little bit more detail than the movie, so I will be doing a book review. But other than that, I think that we're good because I'm probably just boring you to death right now with all this Fault in Our Stars talk. So take my advice and go watch the movie right now. Leave this computer screen. I don't care if you're not watching. Just go watch that movie because it's amazing. Oh, just go buy your ticket to go watch it right now. I'm kidding. But yeah, so hopefully you liked it, and please thumbs up, comment what you want me to do next, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I really want to do more videos and get myself out there, and you guys would be really helpful for that. So stay tuned, and I love you all. See you later.
It's just another night, and I'm staring at the moon. I saw a shooting star and thought of you. I sang a lullaby by the waterside and knew